there are people, I think, who want to see Donald Trump issue a pardon of Snowden, or think that he was, illegally convicted in the first place. I mean, I believe at the end of the day...
Was he convicted, actually? I don't know if they held a trial or anything for him.
Well, he certainly, he should be put on trial. I think that, we'll see what the evidence points to. He says a presumption of innocence. But at the end of the day, if it's shown that he violated his security clearance and he leaked information that he was not allowed to leak, it's no different than FBI agents leaking information about ICE raids.
I agree.
Putting lives at risk.
And I think a lot of people watch the show completely agree, because we've talked about this before. I'm not here to give you, there's a lot of people who are going to say, I hate the U.S. government, or I think they're corrupt, therefore what Snowden did was good. I'm not going to play that game. I'm going to talk to you about what is and what is not. Snowden is not a whistleblower. He is a leaker. There's a difference. Bradley, a.k.a. Chelsea Manning, is a whistleblower, not a leaker. There's a difference. The difference is when it came to Bradley Manning at the time, releasing information on specific actions. Blowing the whistle is saying this one thing that happened was illegal and people need to know this illegal thing happened. Now, that's a broad definition of whistleblower. Some might prefer that you go through the official channels of saying, I have uncovered something illegal. But when you're dealing with superiors or whatever, and I'm not saying this is exactly what happened, but it's not so easy to do. If a person goes to the press and says, I've uncovered a direct action that is illegal and needs to be revealed, you're blowing the whistle. That's not what Snowden did. Snowden found a handful of programs, X-Keyscore being one notable example. There was spying going on. So did Edward Snowden then take that program individually, go to the press and say, look at this one thing that is illegal? No. Snowden took tens of thousands of documents without checking any of them or redacting any of them and leaked them to a bunch of different news organizations, in which Snowden admitted this in an interview, saying, perhaps I should have actually gone through them. And so there's a big difference between being a leaker and a whistleblower. Certainly, I can say I am glad to an extent Snowden revealed information on NSA spying and these illegal programs. That's good. We learned about it, but it was done horribly. This is going on over 10 years ago, when one of the documents that got released, just one, but it happened on many occasions. I don't think anyone lost their lives, but the identity of a U.S. operative was compromised in the leaking of this information without redaction. Snowden was challenged on it, and Snowden said, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. And it's like, right, well, you did wrong. You did wrong. Okay, so I can accept the good, but say it was still done improperly, and there's got to be some penalty for it. However, I will add, at this point, I don't know. I think we're so far past it with the Snowden, Assange, with the Manning stuff, where it's just like, I'm not going to sit here and try and litigate the past. I don't want to go backwards. And I know sometimes you have to, depends on the severity. In this case, I don't know that we are served by prioritizing that. There's a lot of other things that I want to prioritize. I'm not saying necessarily give him a blanket pardon, bring him home, and give him a ticker tape parade. Maybe we just say we've got bigger fish to fry right now, and we can acknowledge there was wrongdoing in that regard. But instead of ranting on all of that, because I can go in a million years on all that stuff.
Can that be said? I agree about going back to the past when it comes to the Border Patrol agents, but that's
different.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. Can that be
this
said?
Is the point. Edward Snowden leaking information from several administrations ago, of which it included some illegal activity, but was done improperly, is not child trafficking.
Correct.
So I don't think this is my moral line. Edward Snowden did something wrong. There was some good in it. The CBP agents did nothing good. Children were coming off with numbers on their arms to child sex traffickers, and they were like, oh, well, Biden told me to do it. And I'm like, Edward Snowden being doofy and being like, well, I'm just going to leak all these documents is a more of a banality of evil, but some good was in it. It's more nuanced. I'm not happy with the way he did it. I have no problem saying he is a leaker and not a whistleblower, because people keep trying to say he's a whistleblower. They try to compare Snowden with Assange. Assange was a journalist. Assange was getting documents from sources, redacting information where need be, and publishing it. Don't compare the two. Snowden did bad things. He did wrong, but there was some good in it. There is a moral line in that CBP knew children were coming across the border, had numbers on their arms to sell them into slavery, sex slavery, and they went, oh, well. There was no good but being done there, and I will take no statute of limitations on that. Snowden, I'm just kind of like, I don't care at this point. You know what I mean? Yeah. Some people might say we can't allow these kinds of leaks to happen. You made a good point. Look, the FBI is leaking information. They think they're doing the right thing. We know it's not. It's bad for this country. So perhaps we need to say to Snowden, like, look, you leaked, and if we're going to hold them to the same standard, you will get held to it as well. The penalty probably wouldn't be too severe, so maybe fine. But for those CBP agents, for this FBI agent, I'm like, compromising national security, aiding and abetting cartels, drug smugglers, fentanyl, all of that stuff. I don't tolerate that. That is killing people. One is administrative, bureaucratic, high-level national security stuff, which is scary, and one is directly eroding and ripping the country apart at the base level. And I don't know, man. Look, the child stuff with CBP, I think, is just like, no way. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.